Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. As you guys saw from the title, we have successfully reached 500 subscribers in the channel yesterday. And since it is the 3rd of November today, it marks the end of the 6 months since I started uploading in the channel. So I just want to take this moment to thank each and every single one of you here in the channel for your love and support. It was really happy for me to read the comments that you guys left in my previous video. In the upcoming days, we'll be releasing the tutorials for Enzo, Raz, Sinestria and top 10 best junglers in the game and other videos that cover the different settings that you can do in AoV, the builds that you can equip and the arcana and damage and crowd controls available in the game. So stay tuned for these videos also. And also, about 80% of my audience aren't actually subscribed to the channel. So if you like the content and enjoy watching it, there is no reason for you to not subscribe to the channel. Now with all that out of the way, let's get right into today's video. So as we all know, Purify is a talent that can be used to make yourself immune to crowd controls for 1.5 seconds. But there is something else it can also do. So as you can see here, if I use Purify at the exact moment the tower shot lands on me, I am immune to the damage that it will deal. Now, there are not a lot of heroes that use Purify as a talent, but heroes like Hayate and L'Oreal still use Purify and you can use it to dodge abilities like Tulan's ultimate or even a tower shot and it will come in handy. So cooldown reduction is nothing but the reduction in the cooldown timer for your abilities. So if you have more cooldown reduction, your abilities will come faster. In AoV, there are a lot of equipments and the Sage buff that can give you cooldown reduction. So for example, Flashy Boots gives you 15% cooldown reduction. So now let's try and bring our cooldown reduction to 100% and let's see if we can get abilities instantly. So we can build Aegis, we can build Medallion of Troy and we can build Frost Cape. And there are also equipments in the attack and magic section that reduce the cooldown for your abilities. So Flashy Boots gave us 15% of cooldown reduction and Aegis gave us 20% and Medallion and Frost Cape each gave us 10% and Spear of Longinus gave us 15% and finally let's build Ria's Blessing and it also gives 10%. So in total we have 15 plus 20 plus 10 plus 10 plus 15 plus 10. So it's 80% cooldown reduction. And since we don't have any more equipment slots left, we can now go and get the Sage buff which also gives us 20% cooldown reduction and that should hopefully bring us to 100%. So here we got the Sage buff and it says that the Sage buff gives you 20% cooldown reduction and also 3% mana restoration every second. But if you check the attributes, our cooldown reduction is still at 40% only. So no matter what equipments or buffs you have, the cooldown reduction for your abilities cannot exceed 40%. So just like the cooldown reduction, the movement speed of a hero can also be increased by using different equipments. So right now our movement speed is at 407. So if I use sprint now, it will increase my movement speed and as you can see it's at 666 now and gradually the movement speed increase from sprint will be going down. So now let's build Hermes Select and that's the fastest shoe that you can get. And now as you can see, my movement speed is at 800 if I use sprint with Hermes Select. And let's try to increase the movement speed even more. Let's go and build equipments that increase movement speed like Rank Breaker, Devil's Handshake and Slick Sting also gives you like 7% movement speed increase. And magic items such as Z-Hander also gives you movement speed increase and in defense Gaia Standard also gives you like 5% movement speed increase. So now let's see the overall movement speed of the hero. See, is quite fast and if we check the attributes it's at 710. So let's use sprint now and let's see if we can go above 800. So we just used sprint and our movement speed is still at 800. So 800 is the maximum movement speed that you can achieve on any hero in AoV. So even if we remove Gaia Standard and still use sprint, it's still at 800. So among all the other heroes in AoV, I think Volkath alone can break this barrier and increase his movement speed above 800. But even if you check the attributes, it will still say 800. But you can clearly see that he is going faster. So 800 is the maximum movement speed that you can achieve. So if you guys are not aware of the story of RoV, during the Great War, it was Telenos who shot Volkath and ripped his soul into two parts. So because of that, even in a game, if you use ult on Volkath, she deals true damage to him alone. For any other hero, it is only physical damage, but because of the story, her ult deals true damage to Volkath. So as you guys already know, Tulen's ultimate can be used to kill enemies who are running at very low HP because it deals more damage to lower HP enemies, right? But if Tulen uses his ultimate on Alistar, instead of dealing magic damage, he deals true damage. The reason for this is that according to the story, Alistar is the master of Tulen and he was so envious of Tulen's talents that he never taught him anything, but still Tulen became better than Alistar. So that's why Tulen deals true damage to Alistar alone. And also, if Alistar uses his ultimate on Tulen, Tulen gains super armor. He also gains 50% damage reduction, so it's really hard to kill a Tulen who is being ulted by an Alistar. So just like I've told you guys in my how to play jungler video, getting jungle stacks is really important for the jungler because it increases the output of the jungle item. So as you can see, killing the jungle creeps gives me the stacks, and we are at 6 stacks now because we have killed 6 creatures and now we are at 7. So these stacks enhance the equipment. So if it's Soul Reaver, it gives you more attack damage if you have more stacks. But let's just say that you got to the late game with Butterfly and you want to be more tanky now because the enemy team has more damage. So what you can do is you can just sell your Soul Reaver and buy Leviathan and you will automatically have all the stacks. So you don't lose your stacks when you sell your jungle item, and this is really important because you can use it to change your playstyle throughout the game. So in Arena of Valor, every single item that you get from the shop has its own unique passive. So for example, Leviathan is the jungle item which is used by most of the tanky warriors in the jungle, and the passive of Leviathan is Burn. See, it's written there, unique passive Burn, deals magic damage equal to 2% of the target's maximum HP, and there is one more item in the game which can give the same unique passive, and that item is in the defense section called Mantle of Ra. So if you read here also it says unique passive Burn deals magic damage equal to 2%. So what happens if you use these two items at once is only one of them work, the other is useless. So don't build those two items simultaneously. The same thing happens when you build Loki's curse also. See, here it's written unique passive elemental power, and after using an ability the next normal attack gets enhanced, and this same elemental power is the passive of one more item in the magic section called Apocalypse. And if you see here, it's written elemental power is the unique passive, and the same passive, the ability, the normal attack after an ability gets enhanced. So if you build Apocalypse and Loki's curse at the same time for a hero, only one of them will work, so the other becomes useless. So apart from these two jungle items, there are other equipments in the game that also have this problem, and one of them is Frost Cape, and here it says unique passive elemental power again. So the normal attack after using an ability gets enhanced to deal a little more damage and slow down, and the same thing is written for Omni Arms also. Here again unique passive elemental power, and after using an ability the next normal attack gets enhanced. So if you have Frost Cape and Omni Arms at the same time on a build, only one of them work. So I have seen players playing Ryoma and Joker build these two items simultaneously, and sadly only one of them work, so it's useless. So you can build something else in that slot and it will make your gameplay better. So that's it for today's video guys. I hope you all found the video helpful and entertaining, and if you did, make sure to smash that like button and the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.